Jaden. I know it's been a minute since I made a video. Life has been very busy for me, um, but in a good way, a very good way. Um, for the most important part, uh, okay, maybe not the most important part, but in terms of my finances, I got a better job. Um, your boy's gonna be working for the Philadelphia School District as a teacher. I'm gonna be teaching between the grades of 4 and 8, mathematics, um, which is good because it's no longer I'm no longer looking at wages. I'm no longer a wage slave, as Marx would put it. I'm actually looking at a salary that's it's new to me. It's crazy because I'm really becoming an adult now. Um, Scary, but that's really how life works, right? You have to grow up. Um, really becoming an adult because um like I said, I'm gonna be a teacher, and my mom was saying I'm gonna need standing shoes. I don't know, I didn't know what standing shoes was. I was like, in my mind I was like shoes, like, aren't you gonna be standing just off the strength? Like, why you need shoes that are like specialized in standing? What's the point of that? So I had to look it up. And apparently, standing shoes are shoes that specialize in the comfort of your feet for when you're standing for like an elongated period of time. Um, which makes sense because, like I said, I'm going to be teaching. So, um, yeah, I'm going to be an adult, and that's scary, but that's also life. But in other news, um, my first year of grad school is over, and I did relatively well. I got all A's, except for that one class. No, that's a lie. I got four A's and two B's. Um, my one B in my first semester. I know why I got a B, and I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't want to say I know why, but I can say I'm very confident that I got a B in his class because what I was writing about, my essay was on how living in the suburbs, uh, by definition of being, um, by definition of kawaida, it would make you, uh, it, you are not, you're not traditionally African by the definition of kawaida. Not by my definition, but by the definition of kawaida. And I think my professor didn't like that. But and I think that because he's a rich man, and I'm pretty sure he probably lives in the suburbs. So, and I say this because I've also lived in the suburbs, but I also made that article. I didn't make an article. I made that essay because I saw the difference. Like, I've lived in the city before, and I've lived in the suburbs. I see my dad all the time in Newark. You know. Anyways, and then my second B was in African American families, and I'm not gonna lie, that class was just really tough for me. Like, that class was just very tough. I don't know why, but it shouldn't have been tough, but it was. I think it was the way that things are being graded, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just coping. It was really tough because I didn't even. It wasn't even like it was a high B. I got like an 82 in that class. Um, Cause that final, yo, for the final, I got like a. I don't even want to say it. Like, I got like a 73 on the finals. It was bad. See, the thing about me is that because it was an online finals, but the thing about me is that I I'm weird in that I don't like I don't like looking back on notes that I didn't create for finals. You know what I mean? Like, if we're allowed to look back at, like, if it's an open notes test, or if it's a, you know what I mean, or if it's an online finals, I will not look online for the answer, because that's like, I wouldn't do that if I was, if that was in person, you know what I mean? Like, I abide by, like, an honor system that I created in my own mind, because it's academia, it's your own brain. So it's like, why would you cheat on something that, like, it's like, why would you get an answer correct when you know that you don't truly know that, you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking it up but it's not in your notes, or you just truly don't know it, why would you look it up for the answer? You know what I mean? Like, just get it wrong. And yeah, like, truly, and honestly, I didn't do well because I guess I didn't prepare enough, and I don't I don't look things up for um online tests. If it's not in my notes, I'll honestly get it wrong. So that test was really bad for me, but I still had an 82, so B is a B. But anyways, in other news, I finally got through a lot of this book. A friend of mine gave me this book a couple years ago for my birthday. Um, an ex gave me that book. Um, and I'm finally, like, a good way into it now. I'm actually into, like, the theory of it. A lot of this book was like the context. It was talking about, like, obviously the context of America, the racism, the Reconstruction era, after slavery, and I just finished the context of Marcus Garvey and his ideas, Garveyism. It was interesting because I knew Garvey was very radical, but, like, radical for the wrong reasons. I did not know Garvey, like, appreciated Hitler and Mussolini. I did not know that. That kind of changed my appreciation for him, because as far as I always knew, Garvey was radical in the sense that he was a black separatist, and that I knew he always appreciated the Ku Klux Klan, and that he was like, I'm gonna paraphrase it. It was like, he appreciated um like the true racists more than he did, like, the closeted racists, because at least the true racists would outright tell him, like, hey, we don't want you here, but the closeted racists would just make microaggressions, so that's why he would, like, even uh talk to the KKK members and stuff. But they was saying in this book that he went to some sort of interview, and that's how they found out that, like, he also appreciated, like, Hitler and Mussolini to a sense, and or to a degree, and that's it's a little concerning. Um, yeah, and he was also, like, a black capitalist. He was very Eurocentric for a black separatist. So I do appreciate a lot of his work, but I don't appreciate some of his philosophy. I think the way that he approached separatism was very wrong. Um, but the idea of separating, or just taking black people back to Africa, is something that I do agree with, because at the same time, um, or in a similar sense, right? Like, I don't agree. I agree with the fact that, like, a lot of white people don't want us in America, so why don't we just go back to the motherland? You know what I mean? Um, so that's why it was around, like, 12th grade when I was thinking, like, maybe maybe I started looking up, like, like, places in Africa. Like, I started looking up, I think it was in 12th grade when I learned about Liberia, and how how it had its connections to America. And that's how I've always had, like, a connection to Liberia. Um, and so if I ever were to go to Africa, it'd be Liberia. Um, but enough about me rambling. I'm almost done with this book now. Because again, like I said, it's now delving into the theory, which I appreciate. And I've also been trying to reteach myself multivariable calculus, um, because my undergraduate degree, it's so embarrassing for me, even though I don't tell anybody this, um, because nobody knows. You know, nobody needs to really know. But in my senior year, that's technically when the math degree was like canceled. So like there was no more math professors. Um, like no more advanced math professors. Um, so every advanced math course that was still there, I had to take myself. I had to teach myself. Multivariable calculus being one of them. And at the time, I was struggling heavy. I got through like about half of it. And then I kind of struggled with the last half. And around that time was when that's when I like founded my organization. So like I wasn't really too focused on math anymore. I was kind of focused on the idea of Pan-Africanism, and like socialism. You know, I was also like canvassing around the time. I'm kind of proud, um, for like the stuff that I was doing back then. But either way, point being, um, I I still passed the class technically. I feel like whatever grade that I got, it didn't matter. Like, or rather, how far I got into the class, they were gonna give me an A anyways. Um, so I still got the degree, but I never felt satisfied because I didn't understand like the last half. So these last couple weeks, I've been trying to reteach myself multivariable, and it's been going well. So it's also very convenient that I'm going to be a teacher, a mathematics teacher. So, I mean, none of my students are going to need to know about calculus. They're going to be middle school students. But yeah, so that's been my life for the last, I don't know, ever since I made that last video. Um, Also, I've been writing poems now. I think writing poems was my transition from YouTube, um, because doing this YouTube stuff, uh, it has been taking some time to do it because I don't edit, so it's like I kind of have to do it all in one take, and sometimes like if I mess up, I just don't upload it. Um, but like with writing poems, nobody's really looking at your poems. I do have another Instagram for it, but I don't tell anybody. I think the problem with this YouTube channel was that I ended up telling my mom about it, and then she told the family about it. But either way, um, yeah. So I've been writing poems now. Just another way to spew my thoughts, and it's been going pretty well. Um, I don't know, just very nice. Um, I think art has been it's always been a clash between arts and sciences. And you can see that in like the universities, right? Um, I feel like art has a much more important value in the world than the sciences do now. Um, and I guess I might be saying this myself because, um, n- like, because because of what I'm studying. But I mean, I'm also going to be teaching in a science, right? Mathematics. But either way, I'm studying in a humanities, which is, I guess you can argue that is kind of an art. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to keep rambling, but yeah, it's been my life for, I don't know, a month and a half. Just been busy, been enjoying it. And yeah, I've been uh, taking it day by day, been praying, and God's been with me. So yeah, that's all I got. I will. I actually gotta kind of study because I'm gonna be talking with one of my counselors for this program for being a teacher. So that's what I gotta do. The Zoom is at 3, so let me go prepare for that. All right, peace.